Hello folks, this is Sula speaking, and you're watching a commentary video on League of Legends, this one featuring Annie. In this game, we are currently playing 4 versus 5, and we've been playing so since the 17-minute mark because our Olaf player, Stars, has disappeared on us. So thanks a lot, Olaf. And the enemy team has finally found him after he's been sitting inert in the jungle for the last 8 minutes. And so Stars finally gets killed. It's amazing that he sat in the jungle with no one noticing him for as long as he did. So non-props to the other team for not finding him. At the moment, at the end of the last video, we managed to get a kill in the center lane, and we pushed forward and got the center lane tower down there. But unfortunately, while we were doing that, even though we clearly won a team fight, because we were playing 4 versus 5, one of their players pushed the top lane and pushed our tower there. And so unfortunately, we just exchanged towers there because of the situation. Now, bottom lane's being pushed, but I can't do anything about that. Sadly, I must come over and cover the middle lane. I pushed the top lane back for the moment, but now Kale will be able to farm it up freely in peace because once again it's 4 versus 5 and we can't cover all the lanes. All we can do is shift back and forth. So now I must push back the middle lane again, and then after that I'll probably have to go back to top again. This is how you have to play if you're down 4 versus 5. You must shift back and forth to cover each lane constantly. And unfortunately, we lose somebody bottom lane. So now that I've pushed back the middle lane, I must go over and try to help out bottom because unfortunately we've just had 2 kills. We've just lost Ryuzaki and we've lost Ape. So as I go to the bottom lane, I'm going to drop a sight ward. Fortunately, I have my stun up. I'm going to ghost to get in here quickly because I can see that our tower's about to go down. I'm going to drop in Tibbers and hit Mundo, blow him up quickly, so Mundo goes down. Next, I get stunned by Morgana, and a very nice skill shot on Morgana. But I'm going to hit Morgana with my spells, and then we're going to finish her off with an auto attack, and then stupidly their Olaf player has not gotten out of there. He's stuck around. I get slowed by his axe toss, but Earth Strike is going to be able to slow him down, and then he's going to hit with him with exhaust, and then I finish him off with the disintegrate. So great work, Earth Strike. We could not have gotten the kill without your slow and your exhaust, so very well done. Now that we've killed 3 of them, we're going to be free to push this bottom lane tower, so let's go do that. And Ryuzaki teleports into the fight to help us out. So even though our bottom lane tower was in great danger, we actually were able to fight them off, win a team fight, and then push back and take their tower as well. Now I have to go cover middle lane, which is being pushed forward, and we're on TeamSpeak, and we tell Ape, Ape, go get top lane. You can see how far forward the top lane's been pushed. So Ape must cover that lane, and together we're gonna handle this lane. So once again, playing 4 versus 5, you really have to be in constant communication with everybody at all times. You can't ever let the lanes be uncovered. You just must shift back and forth constantly. And once again, I'll drop down another sight ward here in the bushes. Now, it doesn't look like anything's going to go on, and I have 2,400 gold, so I'm going to go back and buy my Zanyas, which seems like as good a use as any. But unfortunately, that means for the next 20 seconds or so, we're going to be a little bit undermanned because I'm out of a lane. So, and I'm going to buy 3 more sight wards because, once again, I don't see anyone else buying them. Unfortunately, now, what that means is just in that brief moment that I've gone back to buy, 4 of them are pushing our middle lane. Or no, now 5 of them are pushing our middle lane. Ryuzaki comes in to try to slow them down, but it's 5 versus 1. There's only so much he can do, and we can't afford to have him killed, so that is going to cost us our tower there. Yeah, so, I mean, again, just that little bit where I went back to purchase ended up costing us a tower. Now I'm going to drop Tibbers right into the middle of their team, and Tibbers does lots and lots of damage. So we're doing great in this team fight. Unfortunately, Ape just got stunned there, I guess, because he wasn't moving. Now, I wish I had Ghost here so I could Ghost in and hit these guys. Another nice stun from Morgana, but Morgana's still going to die nonetheless. Ape charges in and gets the kill. Next, we're going to focus Mundo, and between all of us, we managed to kill him as well. So, once again, 2 kills for us, no kills for the other team, but they got a tower because we're playing 4 versus 5. Unfortunately, their constant, sort of Zerg charges right into our defenses are kind of working. They're wearing us down, unfortunately. This wouldn't work in an even fight, but it's not an even fight. We're behind here. So all we can do is keep doing what we're doing. That is attack and then counterattack. Wait for them to push, wait for them to make a mistake, and then counter push afterwards. So, yeah, we won the team fight. We knocked them down. We're ahead 17-6 in kills, but sadly they did get a tower. So in terms of towers, it's 3-3, and this is a very even match right now. Alright, they are running around in the river, but I guess they're not going to try Baron, and probably wisely so. I'm going to go up to the top and try to push this lane back again. I was able to pick up the Golem buff from killing one of their guys. Now, I will not go for the Golem buff even one time throughout this game, and once again, the sole reason for that is there's just not time. There's not time to go grab buffs. I have to be covering lanes constantly. Alright, they're going to go for bottom lane once again, so I'm going to use my teleport skill, and thank God I have teleport in this game for mobility. I'm going to use teleport to come in here, and I don't have my stun up, but I'm going to drop Tibbers in here and get Mundo none all the less. He does get the tower, but we're going to make them pay pretty dearly for this. We managed to do a lot of damage to these guys. Ezreal is taking a pounding, Mundo's taking more damage, so we're going to finish off Mundo, then the rest of the team's going to come in here. And let's see, are we going to be able to get Kale? I pop off Ghost. 8 pops him up in the air. And Kale's invulnerable, but the minute that comes off, she's going to die. And boom, I take her down with my Disintegrate Bolt. So once again, we got 2 kills. They didn't kill anyone on our team. But sadly, they got a tower. So their constant charges, suicide charges into our team are in fact working, sadly. Alright, but that means that we can now counter push and we can get in some shots on their tower here. It's 2 versus 4, but we're pretty beat up while their guys are relatively healthy, so we have to be very cautious here. Olaf comes out, so we're going to try to pursue here, but their Morgana's doing a good job of shielding him with her spell shield. So we continue to go back and forth. Ryazaki's been chrono shifted by Earthstrike, and so Earthstrike saves him, and we're able to get a kill on Olaf. So again, well done Earthstrike. Saved our Garen player, saved our Ryazaki from being killed. And now we've just taken so much damage that we really do have to get out of here. Their team is, the people that have been killed are coming back up, and so now we're going to walk out. And I don't recall because I'm waiting for the Ezreal True Shot Barrage. I know he's going to fire his ultimate, and there it goes. And now that I've dodged it, I feel safe enough to recall. So yes, I did know that ult was going to be coming in at some point. The lanes are looking really good right now. Top is in good shape, mid's been pushed up to their tower, and of course bottom's been pushed forward because we just went there. So I'm going to buy a Glacial Shroud, which will decrease Annie's cooldowns. Now I have 20% cooldown reduction and a little bit more from some points in Summoner Utility masteries. So I'm feeling in pretty good shape right now. All things considered, we are more or less dead even in this game, which is pretty amazing since we've been missing a player for so long. Alright, I'm expecting them to push mid next, and so I'm going through my spells, trying to get my stun up in case they do try to come in here. So now I've got my stun ready. If they do try to push in here, I'll have Tibbers ready to drop on the other team. So let's just see what they choose to do. Unfortunately, we're missing... They choose not to come in here. We see them over at top lane. So with them going top, now that means we're free to move away from the middle lane. Bottom lane's in good shape, so we don't have to worry about that, at least for the moment. We will later. So I'm going to drop another sight word here so we can keep track of their movement. And with 2 of them exposed and up in top lane, we don't know where the rest of the team is, but we're saying, all right, we've got 3 of us here. Let's go pick them off. Let's go get these guys in top lane. All right, so we're going to come forward here. And Ezreal's going to try to blink away, but we're able to slow him. Earthstrike drops a bomb on him. He's going to try to get away, but Ape comes in on the back side. And I'm going to drop in Tibbers, and that will help us get the kill there. Now Olaf's being fought 4 versus 1, which is a mistake. He needs to get out of there, but there's not much he can do, so Ape kills him. So now we've taken down 2 members of the enemy team, and now we have the advantage because it's now 4 versus 3. All of us are relatively healthy, so we're going to take advantage of this to try and push this top lane. I'm going to hit some of the creeps. Ezreal fires his ultimate, but I'm not sure it really does that much. We need creeps to try and push this tower. Unfortunately, Ape gets killed. Got a little over-aggressive, I guess, there in pursuing, so now there's only 3 of us up. We'd like to push this tower, but we have no minions, so we have to be careful. We have to back off. Are we going to be able to get Ezreal and Kale? Looks like we're not quite going to be able to get them, unfortunately. But if they choose to pursue, maybe we'll be able to kill one of them. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to get them here, though. So, oh well, it's still a good push. We managed to push this lane forward. And now one of us is going to have to go take care of the bottom lane soon. I was saying as soon as my teleport comes off cooldown in another 12 seconds, I'll teleport to bottom lane and take care of it. But Ryazaki uses his teleport, and he goes and clears it up. So, once again, I know that teleport isn't seen as the greatest skill in, like, super high-level play with pre-made teams. But if you ever would have to play 4 versus 5, my god, does having teleport help you out, because it allows you to cover the lanes just so much easier. Believe me, I was very glad that I had it and that Ryazaki had it. Anyway, going to put down another sight word here, and I pop off my incinerate there, in part because I want to get closer to my stun, but also just in case if there was someone lurking in the bushes, I wanted to have it up and ready. So now I'll fire it off one more time, and now I've got my stun ready, and Tibbers is back up again. So I'm expecting them to try to push mid, and I've got my stun ready, and indeed, here they are, pushing towards the middle lane. Looks like there's 4 of them there. And I saw them all together, so I was thinking I'll drop Tibbers in there, but the placement is poor. I don't manage to get any of them, and so my ultimate largely goes to waste there. Not a good use of Tibbers there. Mistake on my part. And we didn't want to engage there anyway until we had all 4 members of our team ready. Alright, so here we are. Ryazaki's taking the Golem buff, I guess for cooldown reduction, even though Garen doesn't use mana. So we're going to try to force a fight here. Even though we're outnumbered, we're feeling pretty good. We managed to take out Mundo, so now it's 4 versus 5 again. Kale's coming in from the side. Kale's in a very bad position here. She's not with the rest of the team, so let's go over there. We're going to pick her off. I ghost in, hit her with my stuns, and shield or not, Kale's going to be killed there. So once again, even though we were fighting 4 versus 5, we have managed to kill 2 members of their team, and they have not managed to kill any of us. So the score is now 25-7 in kills, and we are easily beating them in team fights. The only problem is we've all taken damage, unfortunately, so even though it's 4 versus 3, I'm out of mana, so I'm limited by what I can do. And unfortunately we realize we kind of have to back off here. And Annie, who can't cast spells, is pretty useless. So discretion is the better part of valor here. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to get any towers, so we will back off and heal up and back off for the time being. I will say it was definitely frustrating to keep winning team fights and not be able to advance. Now here I should sell my Doran's Ring and then just purchase Frozen Heart, but I didn't realize I was that close. I actually only needed about 40 more gold to buy it. So little mistake on my part. Should have just sold the Doran's Ring and then purchased it. Alright, let's see what's going on here. We're going to push back the top lane a little bit because it's been advanced. I'll go cover the middle lane and just do a little bit extra farming. It looks like the Mundo on their team is going for the bottom lane, but he's too far back. We won't be able to get him or anything. Most of their team is missing. I guess they're healing up at base right now, but we have to be a little careful because we can't see them. Out comes Ezreal to middle lane, so he and I will go back and forth a little bit. Here comes Morgana as well, so now I'm going to back off. No sense in fighting these guys here by myself. So it looks like they're going to try to push mid, and here comes Kale out of the jungle. So, we'll back off. If possible, we'd like to fight them by our tower. Hopefully they'll be dumb enough to try that. There's 3 of them mid. And so now we're going to have to back off, but someone will have to go cover bottom lane, and so Ryazaki heads off through the jungle. He's going to go cover that creep push on bottom, while the other 3 of us will come back and try to hold mid if they try to push here. But instead, we see Olaf going down to Dragon, and of course, why can we see him? Again, because I put down that sight ward a little bit earlier. So we say, alright, Kale's off top lane. It looks like they're not going to try to push mid. So let's go grab Olaf down here and just blow him up while he's going for a dragon. So I'm going to drop in Tibbers. That stuns him, and then followed up with my other spells. And along with the rest of the team, he has no chance. So now we've killed a member of their team. We also took dragon. We stole it from them. And so once again, now it's back to 4 versus 4. That's it for the moment. Continued next in part 4.